This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley.
Good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Tuesday, October 21st. It is a very windy day here in Iowa. We are so glad you can join us for today's show. In today's episode, I will be talking with Lena Patton of New Holland about the latest additions to the PowerStar lineup of tractors. We'll also have a check at the closing markets with Ethan Robson of agmarket.net. But first, here's that conversation with Lena Patton as we discuss the latest innovations made to those PowerStar lineup of tractors, not only for efficiency, but for comfort of use as well. Behind us, we have the PowerStar series of tractors. Lena, if you could tell us first off, just the thought behind the PowerStar series and the benefits for farmers.
Yeah, Riley, we're excited to be here because we are launching the evolution of the PowerStar series. The PowerStar has been a great brand and a great product for the New Holland brand for many years. And what we're doing now is we're bringing in more options and more flexibility into this size tractor. So we're introducing our Electro Command transmission. It's going to be our most premium transmission offering in the PowerStar series. A lot of our customers will recognize the PowerStar with its 12x12 transmission, the dual command transmission, which we released earlier this year, and now here at Farm Progress releasing the Electro Command semi-power shift transmission.
So we know a big thing with these tractors, well, and I guess not a big thing, a smaller thing, because they're supposed to be smaller and still have the big power. How does that fit into like a livestock, cattle, dairy operation to be able to work in those spaces and still have the power to operate large machinery?
Yeah, what we've done with this evolution of PowerStar is we've taken a utility tractor and we've put big ag tractor features into it. We've added the rear lift capacity, we've increased the hydraulic flow. We're giving you what you would normally have to buy in a larger ag size tractor, giving that to you in a utility size because like you said, we're around the barnyard, we're in the feedlot, we're working in some of those tight spaces. So the utility size tractor frame is key for that. But we still need to be able to be a key player in the livestock and dairy segment. When we look around us here, we've got all these yellow hay tools that we're launching this year, and partnering the tractor with those hay tools. We need to have the rear lift capacity, the hydraulics, the weight of the tractor itself to be able to, to really be that full offering for our customer. And that's a great evolution of the PowerStar is being, that tractor that is compact in size. It's got that utility price point that our customers are familiar with, but able to handle a lot of tasks around the farm.
And, kind of focusing on that, being able to operate in tighter spaces and just being that smaller, more convenient tractor. With that max power, how quickly is it able to get that power through the transmission and be able to operate in a smaller space while still having full power?
Absolutely. Power to the ground is the name of the game, whether you're working in the barnyard or you're working out in the field. So one of the great benefits of the Fiat powertrain and how we design these units is that we are able to produce the same amount of PTO horsepower at a lower RPM. So a lot of our competitors have to operate 2300 engine RPMs to reach 100 PTO horsepower. We can do that at about 1900 engine RPMs. So number one, we're saving fuel for our customers, we're saving wear and tear, but we're operating at the peak of that engine curve. So we've got more torque and power readily available all the time versus our competitors who have to slow that engine way down in order to be at the top of the power curve. So we've got that power readily available, and we're doing it, again, all in that compact size that we know that these customers rely on.
All right, Lena, lots of great information today. For anyone who would like to learn more about the PowerStar series of tractors from New Holland, how can they do that?
Yeah, visit your local New Holland dealer, or you can visit newhollandagriculture.com.
That again was Lena Patton of New Holland. We'll take a look at the closing markets next, but first, here's a word from the Iowa Soybean Association. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. Time now to take a look at the closing markets with Ethan Robson of agmarket.net. Ethan, what do we see going on in the grain markets today?
Yeah, I got some right on the screen today as we close today. Have decent corn down 3.5 at 419 3/4. Continue to trade both sides of 420. Market looking for any sort of direction on limited news, government shutdown as well. November soybeans down a penny, couldn't keep the 3-day rally going. Trading right at 1030.5. Chicago wheat, decent wheat, trading both sides of $5. We're able to end up with the $5 handle on it. Closed at 5.5 today.
And of course, there's really just not a ton to trade on the grain side of things. We know there's been a lot more in the livestock, but grains right now feels like it's just kind of waiting to see with harvest. And without those government reports, there's just really not to move off of.
There really isn't. No, it's been pretty stagnant, pretty range bound for both corn and soybeans. Corn still trading around that 420 mark I mentioned earlier. Soybeans seem pretty happy within the $10 on the low, 1030, 1035 right now on the high. And so grain markets right now are pretty content with that because there really isn't a story, really no new news to help guide the market. We're in a headline-driven market right now, as everybody knows. U.S. and China are expected to meet later this week with Vice President Vance, and China's officials. So market's going to be watching that pretty closely. But all in all, managed money and just the whole speculator crowd, it's been pretty quiet within the grains and oilseeds today.
Then over on the livestock side of things, we know there's been some very significant news over there. How are the cattle markets looking today?
Yeah, both live and feeders were up today, so that was good to see. News came out Friday. U.S. officials, Trump administration, looking to lower beef prices. Beef prices are elevated, of course, but with that news, U.S. president's a very powerful man. We had feeder cattle down limit, parts of live cattle as well, so rebound slightly today. Had decent live cattle up $1.75 at 245.42. Feeder cattle going over to November up 80 cents as well, 373.47. And so grand scheme of things, that was good to see. Still haven't made back Friday's loss, of course. But all in all, to see this positive price action and then reports that U.S. is considering buying Argentina beef to help lower U.S. beef prices as well. And to see the market react like this was definitely a good thing to see.
And then in the hog markets, was there too much impacting that?
Yeah, so going over to hogs then, these hogs up $1.20 at 83.275. That was good to see as well. Overall on the charts, closed above the 10-day moving average for the first time in about 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. So that was good to see on the technical side. And just big picture, live and feeder cattle in the whole market in general looks positive. Seeing the price action yesterday and today to still remain in the green today is definitely good to see.
Right, Ethan, lots of great information today. For anyone who would like to get in touch with agmarket.net, how can they do that?
Yeah, give us a call here in Bloomington Normal, 1-800-779-1515. Or visit us online, test our MyFarm software or any of our intel at agmarket.net.
Thanks again for the time, as always, Ethan, and we'll talk again soon.
Yep, thank you.
That again was Ethan Robson of agmarket.net. We'll take a look at how the numbers close through the market window at iowaagnet.com. December corn down 3.5 at 419 3/4. November soybeans down 1 even at 1030 3/4. December soybean meal up $1.90 at 286.90. Soybean oil down 66 cents at 50.65. Chicago wheat down 4.5 at $5.25. Kansas City hard red wheat down 5 even at 485 even. Minneapolis spring wheat down 3 3/4 at 544 3/4. December oats up 1 3/4 at 301 1/2. On the Merc, December live cattle up $1.77 at 245.42. November feeders up 80 cents at 373.47. December lean hogs up $1.20 at 83.27. Pork cutout went unchanged at 92 even, and November class 3 milk down 6 cents at 16.96. That's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM, and that also brings us to the end of today's show. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. Also follow us on social media at Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and TikTok, and find our video content as well as previous episodes of AM PM on our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well to check out our free morning, midday, and closing market podcasts, as well as the Iowa Ag Matters podcast and Pods of Potential. Find those on your favorite podcasting services at Apple, Amazon, Spotify, and Podbean. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Mark Magnuson, Andy Peterson, and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.